At a time in history when politicians are scrambling to keep people from sleeping on the streets, the guy who owns this trailer park in Imperial Beach is doing the opposite. Instead of creating a stable living environment for the people who live here, this place evicts everyone every 6 months.
What's going on right here in the park is that it's unfair. People trying to get moved out of the park. There's kids, there's elderly people, there's people that can't afford to leave. This is very unfortunate.
It's beyond unfortunate. At a time like this, it's inhumane. This mobile home park caters to those who don't have much. When the management forces you to move out every 6 months, the people who live here don't know if they'll be allowed back in.
It's very stressful for him because he doesn't understand, especially the first time that we had to do it, that we have to be it was uncertain if we were going to be coming back or not.
We tried to get a comment from the new management about all of this, but the office was closed. The situation is so desperate, the Imperial Beach City Council approved an eviction moratorium for this place. That moratorium runs out in about 2 weeks.
Last year, 2022, we passed an ordinance that put an eviction, a moratorium on evictions, meaning that nobody could be evicted from the park.
With the local moratorium about to expire, Imperial Beach Mayor Paloma Aguirre and State Representative David Alvarez are working on a permanent statewide ban on this type of practice. Believe it or not, it is not against California law to do this, but it could be soon.
So that will eliminate, it prohibits anyone from forcing an RV or mobile park tenant from signing any type of lease that requires them to exit and enter every 6 months.
More often than not, when these people leave and come back to claim their spot, the management wants more money. That is the point of kicking them out. Unfortunately, they are destroying some very sensitive lives along the way.
They're required to exit the park every 6 months, and that costs them a lot of money, and many of these residents are on fixed income. They're veterans, they're disabled, they're elderly, and they have nowhere else to go.
So with a local moratorium about to expire and a new state law likely to take effect soon, everyone in this situation is hoping for the best.
Well, it's just an unnecessary stress, to be honest. And all we want is just to have our little home. That's all we want. And my son, it affects him in school. It affects him in everything that he does. So I just don't think it's fair, that's why.
So with a local moratorium about to run out in 2 weeks, a lot of people who live in that trailer park are afraid about the future. They don't want to get kicked out again. That bill up in the state legislature has already made it out of committee, headed to the House, and possibly sometime soon to the Senate, and perhaps the governor will sign it. If that is the case, this will be the statewide law from now on, that the landlords, the owners, cannot kick people out every 6 months just so they want to raise the rent on the new tenants coming in. We're in Imperial Beach. Dan Plant, KUSI News.